The NFL schedule released. This might be a little late. Pardon me. We're going to go through each divisions, give them their wins and losses. Today's episode is just going to be the NFC East. So we're starting off with the NFC East. The New York Football Giants. Cowboys at Giants. Tricky. Now this, I think the Giants are going to be a lot better team. I do think they got a little better. Now, talent-wise, they're still missing a lot. But their coach is good enough. And they're a little still banged up. Their players are healing. They could either be good this year, or they might wait another year to be good. That's how the Giants are shaped up to look like. The Cowboys' offense is just going to be too much. I got Cowboys winning that one. Then we got Giants at Rams. Rams are just too much of a fucking powerhouse. Titans, Giants. Now, this is a tricky one because I also think the Titans could be sneaky. They're a year or two away from being actually a threat to anybody. But they could win games, you know. This is a game they can win. It's a random game, even though the Giants might be moderately good. I could see the Giants winning here and winning here. That's something that can happen. Also, Arizona. I think Arizona has potential of being good, just like that. So, realistically, the Giants could start 0-4 and win in Washington and the Saints. This is realistically what's going to happen. But as of right now, I'm saying they're going to win. They're going to win against the Titans. They're going to lose against the Cardinals, and they're going to beat the Commanders. And they're gonna... Saints are also sneaky too, but Saints are more in a rebuild phase. Even though the quarterback looks like he could be legit. He could be honestly legit. They got a two-headed monster running back. They got a receiver core. Their defense is what's lacking. I don't think they're gonna win shootouts. And I don't think their offense is there. Yeah, I mean, they could score 30, and that's how they win every game if they really want to. But we're going Giants. Now, they're definitely getting their ass molly-whopped by the fucking Texans defense, bro. Now, after the bye week, they play the Eagles. They lose the Eagles. It's home. Now, they do, if Jackson Dart looks like he's gonna give the Eagles work for the rest of his career. Sadly. I don't know how long his career is going to be, but sadly, that's what it's going to be. That is what it's going to be. Commanders versus Giants. Giants already got the first dub. They're 3-5 right now. They have to split, right? Right. It's only fair that they split, right? Fuck it. I'm crazy. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. And then the Jaguars. Jaguars are a good team. I think Jaguars are going to be steady good. Giants, Colts. We got to give them that W. Then they're going to lose to the 49ers. They're going to lose to Seattle. They're going to lose to Cleveland. I know. To Cleveland. Yes, they're going to lose to the Lions. And it's week 17. I don't think it matters. And the Eagles aren't going to let them beat them. 6-11. Now, realistically, they should probably beat Cleveland. But I got a suspicious feeling. About Cleveland. This is how it looks. This is how I feel. I could see that flipping. Because there's just something about the Giants and young players in primetime games. This just, just happens. And we'll move right on to the Cowboys. We had them beating the Giants week 1. We already got that. That's staple. That is a staple. Week 2. Yeah, they're gonna go 2-0. Now the first loss will come against the Baltimore Ravens in week 3. And they will travel to Houston and get their booty behind clapped by the Texans defense. Clapped. Straight fucking clapped. And the Bucks now, I think that Tampa Bay is going into, it's hard to beat Dallas and Dallas, okay? The only teams that beat Dallas and Dallas is bad teams. I don't know why bad teams just walk into that stadium and just beat their ass. It makes no sense. But the Bucks are a good team, and as of right now, they're a good team. They're average, but they fight. They're fighters, so they're gonna beat them. So the Cowboys are 3-2. They're gonna go Green Bay. I'm sticking with my gut, and we're having Green Bay win at home. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dallas just can't lose back-to-back primetime games. It's rough that they have back-to-back primetime games, but it's just so hard to imagine that they lose both primetime games. But for my schedule making, they're losing both. I wanted them to lose to the Cardinals as well, but they're going to beat the Cardinals, okay? They're also going to beat the Colts. Now, them losing to the 49ers is pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. They're going to lose to the 49ers, okay? They're going to lose to the 49ers, just because I want that to happen. And then they're going to beat the Titans. Now, I would like the Eagles to sweep the Cowboys. It's not another primetime game. Eagles gonna sweep them. I don't know when the last time they swept them was, but they're gonna sweep them. They're gonna lose to Seattle. They're gonna lose to the Rams. They're gonna beat Jacksonville. You know what? They're gonna beat Jacksonville. They're gonna beat Jacksonville. And then they're gonna obviously lose to them. And the last week, they're gonna win. You know, they're gonna win the last week. So, I have them 8-9. You may call me crazy. I might be crazy. But I'm saying, like, think of it like this. Regardless, if they even, like, for example, they beat Green Bay. I think they're losing to Philly and they're losing to the Cardinals. So regardless, they'll be 8-9. That's just how I look at it, schedule-wise. Even if they beat Green Bay, they're losing to Philly, regardless, in prime time. And they're losing to the Cardinals. The way I just don't see them losing 3 in a row. Beating Green Bay, losing to Philly, and beating the Cardinals. Like, it's possible, but I just don't. Cardinals is like a trap game, but like, if they are losing to, like, say if they beat Philly, they beat Green Bay and Philly, they're losing to the Cardinals. That's just what it is. That's a trap game for them. And they always fall to those trap games. They always fall to the trap games. But if they're already down 2 losses in a row, they're beating the Cardinals. It's not a trap game anymore. Their back's against the wall. They're like, fuck. And they're beating the Cardinals. And the Colts are weird. I don't understand them, but it is what it is, you know. Washington Commanders. Iffy. They got I do believe they got some talent, you know. They got some talent. The talent and the names are there. But is it gonna be good enough for them to be good or bounce back? They're losing week 1 against the Birds. It's just what it is. What it is, you know? What it is. They're also losing. It's rough. 2 road games back to back. We got the Seahawks at the Commanders. Now, Seattle's gonna be decent. They lost a lot. That's for another time. But no, we already know they lost against the Giants. That's just what it is. The Giants swept them, so we're gonna skip around a little bit. Did the Eagles? I don't know if the Eagles swept them. But this is coming after their bye. They always hand the Eagles trouble. There's no way they're beating the Rams, okay? They got a tough schedule. God damn. Let's just do a hypothetical scenario, okay? They lose this. No, they lose that, wrong thing, and they win against them. Okay, and then I do think that for some reason they play, I don't know why. They seem like they play the 49ers pretty well every time. So we're just gonna say they win there. So they're 2-6 right now. They're 2-6. They lost, win, loss. Okay, and then they beat the 49ers. Then they go on a bye week. Eagles 13, 14, 15. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky. Commanders always give the Eagles trouble. Always. But I can't have them lose because let's throw this scenario in. The Eagles win. They lose. They already had the Giants sweeping them. Then we're going to the Bengals. They could beat the Bengals. Theoretically, they can beat the Bengals. I really can see that. They beat the Bengals. They beat the Cardinals. Bengals are going to be a good team. I think when I pick their schedule, it's going to be a lot better than I expect. The Cardinals. I want to give Cardinals props and thinking that the Cardinals can beat them, but at this point, it's looking like the Commanders, they're back against the wall and they need to win. Kind of give them momentum. Beat the Titans. Yeah. Lose against the Texans. Falcons is tricky. I feel like both of these teams are on the same par, but depending on the Falcons, because at the end of the day, the NFL is confidence boosted. You know, these players are the same realm, okay? A skill set wise. Obviously, there's some people that are more gifted, but they're athletically on the same par. It's just some people are smarter than the others. It is what it is. And I think the Falcons are a really great team that match up well against the Commanders. Like, they're just even. They're like, It's just confidence. Are the Falcons coming in this game more confident? Or are they 8-5 versus the 5-8 Commanders? Is that what's happening? Because if that is what's happening, Falcons are winning. I don't know their schedule right now, but if that's what's happening, yeah, the Falcons are for sure winning. Let's skip it for now. We know the Vikings are winning that. Fuck, man. They have to win. They can't go out on the season on a losing streak, bro. We gotta give them that win. We'll give them the win against the Jaguars. Fuck it. You go 7 and... Nah. We'll give them the same record as the Giants. Yeah, we'll just do that. This is probably so wrong. I messed up. I meant to give them the win. My fault. I meant to give them the win for the Eagles. I did that by accident. Okay, they're 7. Okay, there they go. No, they beat the Jaguars. They beat the Jaguars too. Okay, I reiterated my thing. They do beat the Jaguars. Okay, that's the record. 8-9. I really just peeped the NFC East has a shit ton of primetime games. I don't know if that's just because the NFL has more primetime games now, but oh my. We'll go with the greatest team in the division, the Birds. Go Birds. Week 1, obviously we know the Eagles won that. They're winning that, okay? Week 2, at Tennessee. Trap game? No, but if they start off this game slow, going to week 2, this could be predictability, you know, depending on how the Titans look week 1 too. But they're not losing. Now against Chicago, let's see what Chicago is. It's a primetime game at Chicago. The Eagles don't really lose primetime like that. They really don't. Most of these games are going to dictate primetimes. That's what I feel like. It's going to dictate that. I got the Eagles winning there. So they're 3-0. Going into week 4. This is hard because, like, I don't want to give them too many wins and think they're unstoppable because that's not how it works. That's not how the NFL works. They have the Rams' number, you know. I don't think they'll ever lose to the Rams in Philly. Now, if it was in LA, I could see them losing. Okay, if it was in LA, I could see them getting mollywopped big time. Let's say that's their first loss. First loss is week 4 against the Rams. It's they have their number. They know how to beat them. But at some time, things gotta break, you know. Things gotta break. And that may break. Then they go to London and win there. Then they go to they Carolina. Carolina goes to Philly. Beat their butt. Boom. Molly Rob. Whip them. Boom. Shkabow. Boom. Boom. Philly. Boom. Beat them. Obviously, I had the Commanders beating them. Then Steelers come to Philly. You know how this always goes. This is something that never changes. Steelers aren't even that good now. Maybe feel better. They get them handle. Now, the Cardinals could be a trap game. We're 9-2. Cardinals seem to always have our number. Always. They're kind of bad now. Maybe if they had a quarterback, they would be better. But no. No. Now, the Colts could also be a trap game, but they're home. Eagles are home. They're going to seem like a better team. Now, the only way they lose is if Jonathan Taylor just fucking destroys the shit out of the Eagles defense. That's the only way. They don't, they're not gonna survive with Philly. Seahawks. Eagles gotta beat Seattle sometime, right? Right? Sometime they gotta beat Seattle, right? No. I don't know. There's something's gonna happen in this game. Something. I don't wanna know what's gonna happen, but something's gonna happen. Some bullshit always happens when we play against them. Now, do we lose against the Texans or do we beat the Texans? I think the Eagles defense, this is gonna be a really defensive game. A defensive gutted game where Jalen Hurts has to take over. And I think he's gonna take over. I think some of these games, going to be a defensive battle. Not saying Eagles offense is bad, it's just 20s, just low 20s games. But the defense, both teams' defenses are just going to have to fight. Eagles get their revenge. Week 17. It just happens. Week 18. What did I do for that? Eagles beat them. So, 14-3. That was my same thing. I did this before for them. I changed some things around. I think I had them beating the Rams and losing to the Jaguars or something like that. Right here, this is how they're shaping up. The East, 14-3. Eagles, Cowboys 8-9. Commanders 8-9. Giants 6-3. That's it. People think the Cowboys are going to be mysteriously good. No. It's just no. It's not. So this is how the NFC East shaped up. We'll move on to the NFC North next. So stay tuned in the next episode. God bless.